Hi, I'm Zuko43 and welcome to this video. I wanted to make a video just explaining the basics of WarThunder, and I might even evolve this into a series of videos that gets more specific into the game. Just a little history. WarThunder's been around, I believe, since 2013. That, if I remember correctly, I think that's when it went live. I was one of the original uh, players when it went live, but I didn't play it. At the time, I was still grossly involved in another game. Um, and War Thunder is a MMO, World War II, also modern vehicles. It's an online MMO, mainly PvP against other players, but there's other modes where you can play co-op missions, and there's various other different modes. But at the time, I was playing another game called World of Tanks, which is it was all PvP, and I had played that for like 10 years, and I was just getting burnt out. Um, I was looking to take a break, so I signed up for War Thunder, looking for something different. And I guess at the time, I just wasn't ready to play it um, continuously, so I just let my account sit for a while, and tinker around with it, and then let it sit for a year or so. And it wasn't until about a year or two ago where I decided, to get back into gaming. And I knew I didn't want to play the other game anymore. I was burnt out entirely on World of Tanks. So I wanted to go back to War Thunder, give it another go. And I've been playing it on and off for about a year or two now. Seriously, I did a lot of co-op missions instead of playing PvP. I just really wasn't ready to jump back into PvP until this year, actually. Um, so I did a lot of tinkering around in other modes and custom modes, and just testing things out and seeing what worked for me and what didn't work for me. So that's why I've been in the game, for over 10 years, but my progression isn't that of a person who's been playing this game for 10 years. So anyways, War Thunder, it's a lot of well, first of all, there's 10 different nations. So I don't know if you can see on my screen here. You can play USA, um, and then there's tech trees in each. So you can play USA armor, and you have the different ranks one through seven, and actually rank 8 is coming up. So you have different battle ratings within these ranks. So rank 1 has BRs, 1.3 to 1.7. You can play helicopters, which, as you can see, I don't play because anything red is still unlocked, is on not unlocked, so it's locked. Aviation, you can see where I've kind of progressed. So I've got to rank 4 aviation. Blue water fleet's basically your navy, and coastal fleet's like your Coast Guard, PT boats, stuff like that. I don't play the naval vessels at all, uh, but you can play, like I said, Army, ground forces. You can play, aviation, and like I said, you can play USA. And there's Germany. As you can see, my German tech tree, I've got a lot of it, most of it done. USSR, same thing. Got a lot of the tech tree unlocked. And just to make a note here, like in the Army uh, tab here, all of the vehicles, the first 2/3 of the screen are ones that you play to unlock. You have to progress to unlock them, and then you know, and buy them with in-game currency. Whereas the ones on the right here, the last 1/3, these are all premium vehicles. So you buy these and I'll explain that a little bit later. You buy these are premium vehicles, so sometimes they're pay to win, sometimes they're not. But there's some really good vehicles in here, and it really helps out with the grind to throw a premium vehicle in when you're grinding the the standard tech tree. So, because with premium vehicles, I don't know if you can see here, you get usually twice the reward out of it. So it's really beneficial um, to play a premium vehicle if you know you want to throw a little money at the game. The game is free to play, but that is a very painful, masochistic thing to do, in my opinion, because the game already, even playing with premium, premium time and premium vehicles, it's still impossible. You're never going to get through everything in this game. So, and not playing with premium time and premium vehicles makes it even more painful. The grind is a lot slower. That's what I'm trying to get to. So it's a lot of grinding, but for the most part, it's fun. It's not grueling. Um, so, like I said, you got the other nations here: Great Britain, which I have not played; Japan, Army, I've not played, but I've taken a liking to Japanese aircraft. So I've been playing, Japanese aircraft. China, I've been unlocking, the Army tech tree here. I'm down to rank 6, actually rank 7 almost. And then you got Italy, France, Sweden, Israel. So for myself, like I said, I'm mainly a USA, Germany, USSR, China player, um, and mainly Army at that. So I have played some aviation. So that's the gist. You decide what you want to play, what nations you want to play. You want to play tanks, ground battles. You want to play aircraft. You want to play naval battles. Uh, and there's different variations. So I'm going to go through my screen here just to kind of give you a basic understanding here. Um, so when you first log in to WarThunder, this is your main screen, your in-game desktop, I guess. So you're going to see things at the top. These are where your options and controls are. And you go to battles. You can see the different kind of battles. Mainly, um, I don't use this too much. I go to battles over here to the right, and I'll explain that in a second. Community tab, you can report issues. This is where your replays are at. Um, what else? This is like I'm in a squadron, so you know other games they call them guilds, other games they call them clans, but at War Thunder they're called squadrons. So I'm part of this squadron right here. Uh, this is your player card. This says about you. You know how many arcade, realistic, and simulator battles I've played. Service record of vehicles at arcade, realistic, etc. So it just kind of shows like your medals that you've earned in different countries, um, what you've kind of unlocked, user skins that are available for purchase, stupid stuff like decals that I've unlocked, just general. This is where you would get your decal. Say if I had some German tanks, and so I'm looking for, you know, designs to put on them. So it would be right here. So the ones that have a lock on them are still locked. I haven't unlocked them or paid for them. And the ones like this are totally unlocked. Aircraft, etc. This is the battle button. So if you click right under it, it says Ground Arcades Battle. So if I click into it, it opens up another screen. So I'm playing Ground Arcade. I like arcade mode. So there's Air Arcade, Ground Arcade, and Naval Arcade, depending on what you want to play. And so if you look down here at the bottom, I have these different, I guess like I call them load bars. I don't know what they're called really, but this is where you put your vehicles in. So I've got them marked as like this is my 3.3 battle rating for USA ground. So I got an M24, an M4A1, an M4 A3 105. See the different vehicles, and then if I want to play 3.7 battle rating, these are my tanks that I got lined up for that. 4.0, 9.3. You can see the different vehicles all the way up to 11.7. I got the M1s up there. So, I mean, you can mess around with that and put it in whatever you want. This is where you would adjust it, to your, customize it, I guess, to your liking. So when I play ground arcade battles and I want to play, the mid-tier stuff, say I want to play tier 7, and remember this is where you see your battle ratings. So I was playing tier 7, or I'm sorry, battle rating 7. You get like, there's M46, T34, M46 Tiger, T29. So it's going to put you to your highest BR vehicle. So you don't want to mix, say, a BR 2.3 into the same load bar as a 6.7, because what it's going to do is going to throw you into a 6.7 battle. So, and then when this 6.7 vehicle gets knocked out, all you're going to have is a 2.3 and you're just going to get annihilated. So you don't want too much of a spread when you're loading vehicles into this bar. You want to try to keep it, pretty close. No more than one whole spread. Because another thing this game does, the matchmaker can be plus or minus one BR anyway. So even if I'm loading, hoping just to get, say, a 7.0 battle, I can get thrown into anything, anywhere up to an 8.0 battle, or I could also be, which would be an up tier for me, or I could be, basically down tiered, where I would be the highest tier and I would be facing opponents that are as low as 6.0. So the matchmaker fluctuates based on that. So you don't want too much of a spread. Bottom line is you don't want too much of a spread in your, so that's why they give you these different, you know, presets that, if you want to play, this group of tanks, put it here. You want to play this group of tanks, put it there, etc., etc. That way you're not spread out too far. And of course you hit the battle button, it takes you into battle. So right here, silver lions is the in-game currency. This is what you earn each battle you play. So for every shot you take, you spend money. For every bit of damage you do, and reconnaissance you do, and all the different activities in a battle, at the end of the battle you get paid out. So you get paid out in silver lions. Golden eagles is a currency that you actually use real money to acquire. So this is where it becomes, you're spending your own money. So for instance, if I wanted 150 golden eagles, it would cost me 99 cents. If I wanted 25,000 golden eagles, it would cost me $114. So what golden eagles do, it allows you to, one, buy the premiums that are here on the right side. So if I wanted to buy this Super Hellcat, it would cost me 6,090 golden eagles, which, as you can see, I don't have enough golden eagles to buy that. So I would have to say, okay, well, I'm gonna spend 1,000 more or 2,500 more, for $16. And another thing it does, it allows you to research a little quicker, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So say, like, as I'm grinding right now, I'm trying to unlock this M3 Bradley. So as I play the game, I'm going to get a little bit of research points after each battle. But say I'm just so anxious, I just want it now. So I could do an option called boost research here, or it says it would cost me 2,671 golden eagles. I could just complete the research on it right now, as long as I have enough convertible RP, in which I have 14 million convertible RP. So that comes as a result of playing, over 10 years, last 10 years off and on. So that's where Golden Eagles would help you. I could just finish the research now and be done with it. But a lot of times it takes the fun out. You don't want to do that. But, if you're in a hurry and you're just trying to get through a series of vehicles you don't really care for, you say you want to get to the vehicle down here and you're just tired of the grind, and well, you just blast through it and skip it. Uh, So right here is my convertible research points. This is how many research points I've acquired, 38,000. This is showing that I have a premium account. So what a premium account does, it gives you extra research points in all games, and extra silver lions, a payout in all games. More rewards, it makes the game, the grind, less grueling. So if I wanted to buy, one day of premium, it cost me 190. If I wanted a year's worth of premium, it would cost me 14,900 Golden Eagles. So as you can see, I have 471 days of premium time remaining. So this is the one thing I recommend for everybody who's playing this game. At least purchase a premium account. Um, it makes the grind go so much faster. Battle Pass, I'm not going to touch on that too much. It's just a like event. It's like events that are going on right now. So this is the current Battle Pass, and that's event. It's going through January 24th. So the end prize is for this one is an aircraft. Um, so there it is. I'm not really an event player. I don't play play the game for the events, but a lot of times people do. They want the event vehicles. There's another way of acquiring event vehicles. There's a shortcut if you want to pay money, but you can also acquire these, cool things as you play the game. Like I can get more boosters. I can get silver lions and stuff as I play the game. I'm going to work my way up um, to acquire those things. Even if I don't get the vehicle, I'll still, get these goodies here. So over here in the shop, like if I wanted to buy Golden Eagles, I could buy Golden Eagles. If I wanted to buy a premium count, do that. If I want to buy silver, if I want to acquire more silver lions from my Golden Eagles, I can do that too. So say I wanted to buy something in game, like a new tank, but I was 500,000 Eagles short. I'll just go ahead and purchase 630,000 silver lions for 1,500 Golden Eagles. That's a shortcut too. Um, let's see here. So inventory, this is what's in my inventory. So I don't use these at all. These are called wagers and orders and stuff. I don't use these at all. These mean nothing to me, but a lot of people use them. It's just making bets in the game, which I think is a silly thing to do. But boosters are worth buying. So like a boost, like I don't have any boosters active right now, but every day you log in, you'll get a booster. Or if you play certain game modes, you'll get a booster. It just, it'll say like maybe uh, for one game you get an extra 30% payout, or for 10 games you get an extra 10% research opportunities. But these are useful. These cards here, these universal backup vehicle cards, you can uh, when you go into battle, well, at least in arcade mode, you go in with 3 vehicles, and say you're grinding out a vehicle, and the vehicle you want to grind gets knocked out early, and you're like, oh man, I really want to do well in this vehicle so I could, get through the research. Well, you can use one of these backup cards, and you can bring that vehicle back to life basically, and get a second chance at using that vehicle in battle. So that's helpful. Um, there's other things like war bonds you can acquire. Let's see here. War bond shop. So as you do well in battles and as you're doing this event right here, you can acquire war bonds, like right there. Acquire war bonds once you get that certain level. And with war bonds, you can go to the war bond shop. Say, well, I want to buy some boosters there, or I want to buy some backup vehicles, backup cards for my vehicles. Let's see here. Then you got an online store. So this is where you go to buy the premium vehicles. It You can also buy them in the game, or you can buy them here too. So there's different packs you can buy for air, ground, naval, obviously. And then there's a marketplace, and this is mainly for PC players. I don't think the Xbox players have access to this. So those event vehicles from previous events that I was telling you about, if you missed the event, you weren't able to acquire the vehicle, well, you can just go buy one here. But it could be for an insane amount of money. As you can see, this Object 279 is a pretty OP vehicle. Not to make people own it, but say it was an event vehicle at one time and you didn't you weren't in the event, but you want the vehicle. Well, you can buy one for the low price of $642, basically. Um, so it's a little ridiculous on some of these things, but there are some good deals in there. Um, just personally, um, you got some vehicles like, okay, say you wanted this this vehicle right there. Well, that would basically only cost you $24. Well, I'd say it's not bad. So there's a way of acquiring vehicles that you missed the events on. So that's basically what that is. So that's the top part of the screen there. And as you get into the vehicles here, you got this box on the left, and it basically tells you about the vehicle. Like this vehicle, this M24. So I've clicked on it. So this tells you about the vehicle. Click on this. This tells me how my crew is. So crew training is imperative, and I'll get into that in more detail here in a little bit. But my crew is maxed out training. It's an expert crew, ace crew. Actually, oh, it's just an expert at this level. I don't ace my crews out at the lower levels, but once I get to mid to higher levels, I make sure my crews are aced out, which is the highest you can get. Just for example, right there, you can see it's aced. Whereas the lower, I just have as expert. And telling you about the vehicle here, like you can see the armor protection models. You can do the x-ray and see how the vehicle's set up, where the ammo is stored, where the crew members are. If you go back to armor, you can go to protection analysis. So you can simulate, shots and see how well your armor is. If I shot it right there, what would it do? You know, you know, from different tiers, you can say, hey, if I was in this M4 and if I used a certain ammunition against this vehicle, I aimed there, what would it do? Well, it's obviously it's going to go right through. But on other vehicles, you can you actually have armor. So let me just bring up an M1 here. So if I did the protection analysis there, say I was in the M1A1 and I'm using an APF SDS shot and I shot it right here, well, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to bounce. But if I shot it here, it's going to be a hit. So green is good, red is bad. So you can kind of see where vehicles' weak points and strong points are. So That's what that does. Okay, I'll take that off. So modifications is all the things you have to research once you get the vehicle. So when you get the vehicle, it's a stock vehicle. So let me find a vehicle that's stock that I haven't researched. Say this M163 here. So if I go to modifications, I can see if I when I do go to buy the vehicle, when I get it, it's going to be stock. So I'll have to research level 1 tracks, parts, ammo, etc. Level 2, etc. More ammo, um, filters, crew replenishment, transmission, engine, artillery, night vision, etc. So once I do buy the vehicle, I'm still got to research all this. So that's where this Golden Eagles sometimes can help out too. You can just blast through the research as long as you have the convertible research points available to do that. So that's what that's all about. So when you get a vehicle, you got to research it. And when it's researched like this one, as you can see, I've got it 100% researched, 100%. And you can do other cool things to the vehicle. You can customize it. You can put different decals on it, um, decorations, whatever floats your boat on that. I don't get too crazy on that stuff. Um, Here's the crew information. So as you can see, a crew level that's 150 is maxed out on ground vehicles, and a crew level. Let me go to Germany here for aircraft. A crew at 75 is maxed out. So let me find say I was starting a new line, say Great Britain here. So this is what it would look like when you first start out. And if I had a crew, I got a crew member in there right there. This guy right here in this Tetrarch. Crew level of 1. So 1 is the lowest, 150 is the highest. So obviously, every time I fight in a battle, I'm going to get some points. And I'm going to assign the points to crew skills for the driver, the gunner, the commander, the loader, the radio operator. And there's things like logistical services, then qualifications. This is where you get your expert or your ace crews. And the goal is you want an expert or ace crew maximum skill level because it's going to help you repair your vehicles and operate your vehicles a lot more efficiently in battle. So the low crew level vehicles are going to be sluggish and slow and kind of lame out there in the field. They're going to get owned pretty quick. So that's why it's important to upgrade your crews, not to go too high in the battle rating system without upgrading your crews first. Because the higher you go, the more competitive each level gets, and you're just going to get pretty much owned with a bad crew. So this is what it looks like when you're starting a new tech tree. Let's say I haven't done anything with Great Britain, so you see my army's not researched, my aviation's not researched, nothing's researched. This is what you start out with. So you would spend money to upgrade the crews as you or do it the slow old fashioned way. It's going to take forever, but eventually you'll get there. But like I said, it's masochistic in my opinion. Also, what you can do in game, you can test drive vehicles. So say I'm interested in let me find a vehicle I don't have. Say this Super Hellcat. Wow, I'd like to test drive before I buy it. Okay, let's go to test drive here. Select the ammunition slots that I want. Select the difficulty, and I can just go in and test drive it. So I can just play around. I don't think my sound is working right now for some reason. Let me see if I can do something here. real quick. There it is. So I can play around, shoot my machine guns, shoot my cannon, try it out, try out different ammo. Like I said, this is just a test bed right here. See where the weak points are against other tanks. So green is good, red is bad. So you don't always get a penetration shot. You don't always destroy the vehicle, let's put it that way. Sometimes you get multiple hits on it, look for weak spots on it. So that's how that works on test drive. You can test drive vehicles, also the vehicles that you're researching. Like, so this Bradley, I can test drive it because I'm researching it. How the vehicle.
Button up! Driver ready! Gunner ready!
So, let's see.
Target destroyed.
Stuff like that. So, I think that's enough information for a basic video, for a basic understanding of the video. You can play in squads also. Let's see here. Let me put this back. You can hide it too. But down here is like if you want to play in squads with other people. So I could start a squad and I could platoon basically with someone else. This is like a friends list here. These are people that I've played with in the past that, you know, when they're online, maybe I'll jump into a battle with them through the squad function instead of just playing solo all the time. So that's pretty much it for a basic video. I can get more into the mechanics of the game in other videos. Like there's other servers you can play into. I choose to just play in the North American server. There's different modes you can play. You can play realistic battles. It's a little more challenging and realistic. And then there's similar battles, which nobody ever plays. Then here's the co-op modes. You can play air arcade and ground arcade. Basically, it's like, I don't know, 7 or 8, you know, live players on a team trying to defend themselves against waves of bots coming at you, and it's fun, but it's pretty mean. The bots are pretty mean, so it's not as fun as it used to be able to play. You know, you play it now, it's like you might have one good game and 5 or 6 lousy games, and it's like it's just they really I think they ruined this. I think too many people were playing this mode instead of PvP. And there's other things like World War, which I've never played. It's leagues and what is fun to do are these custom battles. These are just goof around battles that they don't count for anything. You know, you don't win any silver lions and you don't lose any silver lions. You just go in and play and just people just goofing off being idiots basically. But it's fun. Just kind of test a new vehicle before you take it into battle. If you want to just kind of test some tactics with it and try your different ammo types. So I believe that's about it. So that's, that pretty much concludes the video. And like I said, I might make some more videos in depth of certain nations, certain vehicles, actually going into a battle and recording it. Well, I've put that stuff out there on YouTube already, so you can kind of already see how that works. So yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of it. It's picking your nation and then figuring out, do you want to play ground forces? Do you want to play, the air battles? Or do you want to play naval battles? So I do I don't have it loaded right now, but I do like this Prinzeugen here. I actually have this. Um, you could test sail it. Just kind of show you here. So
Alle
there
Mann
it
auf
is.
Gefechtsstation.
So I got it set up. Automatic repair power detection. It's
2000 Meter.
batteries to engage.
Kampfstationen! Feind gesichtet!
So you can fire the main guns.
Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
So that's pretty cool. So torpedoes just don't take too much. Torpedoes. You see the blue torpedoes going there. It's kind of fun to play that mode too. I think. I'm more of a tanker guy. So with that being said, like I said, you want to choose your nation or your nations that you're going to grind, whether you're going to play Army, Aviation, or both, or Naval, all three, if you really like a good challenge. So yeah, there it is. So with that, I'm going to conclude this video, and hopefully maybe make another one as a follow-up. Thank you.